Hey guys, this week I joined another game jam, only this time I actually made a submission. I'm super proud of myself for putting something out there, but before anyone gets too excited, let me emphasize the game I put out is really fast. I basically made it 5 hours before the submission deadline, just because I promised myself that I wouldn't go another game jam without submitting something. And since I had so little time, I had to do the only thing I could come up with. A text-based adventure game about the day after a hangover. And I named it The Morning After. So if you can't already tell by the name of the game, this game is a complete comedy. For a text-based adventure game, I would have loved to make something more serious with a bit of a story and some actual puzzles to solve. But with the lack of time I had by the time I actually committed to submitting something in this game jam, comedy just fit better. I've always found comedy a bit easier to write. Maybe that's because even when I'm in my worst writing slumps, I'm always posting regularly on Memes for Writers on Instagram. Yeah, I made sure that this time I actually submitted something. And that's because I was starting to realize I was falling into the trap of trying to make my first game perfect. And now I know I have a lot of writer followers since this is also my writing YouTube account. And that might sound a little strange to writers. But when it comes to game development, the biggest trap you can fall into is trying to make the perfect game on your first try. Because with almost 100% certainty, your first game is not going to be good. As similar as game development is to writing a book, there are a lot of differences, and that is one of the main ones. I constantly urge writers to wait until their first book is truly ready to be published. I think one of the biggest mistakes people make is they publish a book just because they want to put it out there. And a lot of times authors really regret that. I've seen a couple videos of authors trying to buy their book back. And as funny as some of those videos are, I'm really hoping I'm never making that video on this channel. Now that I said that, I'm probably going to be making that video next year. Judging by the amount of followers I have on Instagram, it's probably not going to be easy to buy all of those books back. But anyway, I wish I could have put more time into the first game I created for the public, but at this point, I'm just really glad that I completed something and I put it out there. And now I can get some feedback and I can also learn a bit more about the process. The game is pretty simple, you could probably play it in 5 minutes. It does have 4 endings though. As a writer, I had to make some sort of branching story. And if you're interested in playing my submission, I'm going to link that along with the game jam in the comments. If I haven't mentioned it already, the game jam I joined was the 2023 Adventure Game Jam. And even though I didn't really work on my game until the end of the 2-week game jam, I had a blast. And if you do have time to play my submission, be sure to play some of the other submissions because some people put a lot of work into their games and it shows. These are really good games compared to mine, which is a piece of garbage that I put together on Twine that probably has a bunch of spelling errors. But hey, that's okay. So, I'm also going to do a quick playthrough of the game at the end if you want to check it out without actually playing it, although I encourage you to check it out at the end of this video. Also, if you're enjoying this video so far, please be sure to leave a like, it really helps my channel out. But yeah, the main reason I didn't have as much time as I wanted to going into this game jam was I've been taking a summer class. Also, I've actually been working on my series of short stories, which I aim to publish at some point this year, if not next year, probably next year, or the year after. I've been reevaluating a lot of my game development goals. And one thing I've realized is I can't focus enough time between school and writing to work full-time on my dream game. So as a result, I want to use game development as a tool to improve my skills. And the 2 skills I want to work on are storytelling and coding. And that's one of the main reasons why I didn't know where to start with this game jam. Because I realized that Unity, while a great tool to publish a full game to release commercially, it isn't the best tool to improve your coding. A lot of the tools are pre-made and you have to learn to code within their system, but a lot of those skills don't really translate to other systems. After talking to a few friends in the industry, they pointed me towards pygame, which is basically a bunch of Python libraries that you can use to create games. And from the research I did, that was the best for my goals of improving my coding skills. So going into this game jam, I knew I wanted to work with pygame, but I hadn't really figured out how it works or any of that stuff. So as a result, I had to do a lot more research than I normally do going into a jam, which as a result left me with only 1 day before due line to actually work on it. And when the last day hit, I kind of realized that I wasn't going to be able to figure out how to make a text-based game and pygame in 1 day. And I was about to give up once again and throw in the towel until the next jam. And I realized I keep on doing this. I keep on not putting games out. I keep on joining jams, checking out the other games, but not submitting a game myself. And I figured, you know what, it's time to stop this bad habit. Because I know for me, like once I start a bad habit, it just repeats and repeats and repeats. The amount of times I've erased the first chapter of my book and started over because I didn't like it it's sad, because if I didn't delete the first chapter of my book as many times as I did, I would probably be a published author right now. On one of the books I was working on at a point, I deleted the first chapter every single morning when I woke up to go to school. It's terrible. And I felt like with game jams, like the same pattern was starting to emerge, where I would wait till the last day, work on something, and then not submit something. That's why I made it my mission to make the morning after and submit it so that I could break the cycle. If you want to check out the game for yourself, now is a great time to do that. It's in my description, so have fun, let me know what you think. And yeah, for those of you who don't want to click through it, I'm going to go and play through it now. So before I do that, if you don't already, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.